Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Welcome back to the show. So listen up, we back in the game. Sweet the lead, we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right to the two in the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweet the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every round, rocks, that's we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the lead. Sweep the lead, sweep the lead, sweep the lead, sweep the lead. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the lead. Sweep the lead. Sweep the lead. San Antonio.
God bless America, and gentlemen, start your
Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Elias, host of Plead the Sith. Welcome to tonight's show. We're going to be covering everything from San Antonio Spurs drama to Spurs spaces and his weight loss journey. You know, I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Spurs Spaces himself. Welcome to the stage, Matt Lerma, porn star. PS. Come on, Matty.
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing, bro? You doing all right?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, my friend. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for accepting my invitation. You know, I've been a little hard on y'all lately, but you know, it's always good to have the brother in the room. Give everyone a little preview to Two Foos, No Sources, our fall show where he tends to cover the Spurs, good stuff that happens with the Spurs, and I cover the real shit when it comes with the Cowboys. And I mean real shit because our team has been shit, but you know, we're on the way up. Probably without Micah Parsons though.
You'd cover good stuff if it happened, you know.
If it happened, yeah. Let's get to some of these comments before we get the ball rolling. We got Chris Gonzalez in the chat. He's a "What's up, gangster? What up, G?" Chris,
What up?
real good person. Sohan, his ass is fucking Lerma is a snow and cone sexual. Yep, I believe it. He's the main Sochanian. If y'all want to cook him, go ahead and spread the chat, spread the page, like and subscribe. And you know, I don't have a super chat feature, so if y'all want to cook him, just type away and I'll bring y'all shit up. It don't matter. We're here for a good time. We're here for a good time, not a long time, right, Maddie?
Mm-hmm. You know why?
Why is that?
That's the song, right? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know why? Like,
oh shit! I never even knew the fucking song, bro. I just knew the quote. But before anything, quick shout out to Sweep the League. You know, the host, the home of Plead the Sith. Shout out MTS General Contracting. You know, my only sponsor at the moment. If you want to sponsor the show, get at me. I don't have a price in mind check. We just get the ball rolling between the three of us. You know, it is what it is. Keeping it to wraps. Oh, and shout out Alamo City. Finally got my shirt. It looked like those kids in the China shop or whatever the fuck Joe ordered them from. Finally got them out to us. But the quality is good. You know, y'all go ahead and take a listen to Alamo City podcast every weekday, Monday through Friday, when Mike decided to show the fuck up. You know, from 10 to 11. They have a link for all their merch there. It's real good quality shit. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I love you, Sohan. They want me to hit you with the voice, Maddie, but I don't do it as good as you do. How about you hit it one time for the people? Hit them with a "I love you, Sohan," please.
Oh, that's y'all's thing. Nah, I love you, Sohan. There you go.
Sohan for president. Sohan better not be here much longer. Dude, 2-pack of ass. We got the boy Brandon in the mix. What up, fellas? GSG Nation.
What up, man?
Brandon, go ahead and hit me up. I'm gonna need you on a couple of these episodes too. He's he's known for his at game reports. I believe you've been on a couple of them, Maddie.
Yeah, Brandon's a good guy. I don't know if he's gonna keep doing those or not, but I hope he does because I really enjoyed him.
Shit, he doesn't. As long as he's, he's willing to come on talk on the show, he could choose not to do them. So we got Grandmaster Choda in the mix. As Matt Farrell, no cap, your fitness journey is inspiring, dog. What do you do? I'm trying to emulate your success. Mad props, bro. Maddie, I know you're very private when it comes to this. You just tend to post your milestones, but being that I'm your co-host and you're a brother of mine, I'm very fucking annoying. And I said I'm gonna put you on the spot for something positive, instead of putting you on the hot seat just yet. So I want you to, kind of fill everyone in on why you went on this weight loss journey. What milestones have you hit, and any secrets you're willing to share, bro? Go ahead, floor's all yours.
Yeah, so well, it started about a year ago. Like a year ago, I was like just starting my weight loss journey. I had like started off like by exercising and like taking Ozempic and stuff like that. Just trying a bunch of different stuff, and I have been up and down my whole life, basically my whole adult life. I've basically struggled with weight, and I finally decided to do something serious about it, and I consulted some doctors and they recommended a surgery for me, and I had weight loss surgery on the 27th of August last year, so I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. The procedure is called, it's not there's like two major ones, a gastric bypass, and then there's the sleeve surgery, which
try to do.
without getting too much into it, basically it was a bypass. They bypass your stomach basically, and then like with a sleeve they cut your stomach into a smaller shape basically so that you can't eat as much. And the surgery I had is called a Sadie S. It's basically a combination of the two. So I've been and experiencing the benefits of that. I've dropped a lot of weight over the last year. When I weighed in the last time, I had lost 205 pounds since last year. Yeah.
Good shit.
So yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. A lot of changes. I can barely eat sometimes. Like, if I go out to eat, like, usually I take that meal home and eat it later for dinner too, or just like, just stuff like that. But it just is what it is. It's a whole new way of living life. My life used to like I used to use food to cope with a lot of stuff, and like it kind of forces you to really deal with your issues, I guess, because like you can't stress eat anymore. Like you'll just get sick if you do that. So like it's been a long journey, like physically and mentally, but I feel like I'm finally getting my life back, feeling like myself, and just I'm starting to date again. Like after my last serious relationship blew up.
Let's go.
I really ballooned up. Like I gained like probably like 100 pounds after my last serious relationship, and then I guess around this time last year I was dating someone else, and they were like really pushing me to get on my health journey, and so I thank them a lot for that. But she really kind of told me that if I didn't take care of myself, I was gonna die. So just sometimes you have to
tough love, bro. Tough love.
You have to hear that kind of stuff. And so I went to the the meetings and the appointments for the doctors and stuff, and they recommended the surgery for me. And yeah, I've just been on a fitness/health journey ever since.
Well, that's good, bro. You seem to be inspiring a lot of people behind the scenes. I know not many reach out to you. I have. You on the site asking personally, how can I drop some pounds, some lbs? I'm not trying to go. I don't think I need to go the surgery route just yet. I've just been managing what I've been eating, and my water intake has increased significantly. I don't know if it's because I'm always going to SeaWorld and I'm taking motivation from the whales or some shit. But yeah, bro, it's always good to get your health in order. You're never too old to try and get healthy. That's what I always say. Me,
Yeah.
I have a little one. Always repping my dad gang shit because I have a little one to live for. Well, actually, I say I live through her, right? Because the upbringing we have are totally different. This girl's been to SeaWorld almost every other week, bro. I didn't touch SeaWorld till a class field trip, if I'm not mistaken. So we've already had two different upbringings. But so it's good, bro. Not to take the shine away from you. Just want to take another second and say, congratulations and all that, and keep on pushing forward. And you're doing that shit, Maddie. Look, you have people in the chat showing you love. Good job, Lerma. Way to keep it up, keep at it, and choosing to live. Proud of you, Matt. In all seriousness, you're a huge inspiration to me. Kudos, King. King, there can't be
Thank you.
two kings in this show. This is my show. I'm the only king. I'm a bit jealous, but it is what it is. Well, y'all motherfuckers better start calling me king, or this shit's getting shut down quick. Nah, good stuff. Best part is it prolonged your life, and Sohan needs a fan. Seriously, bro. Happy for you, Matt. We got my boy Aaron saying congrats, Matt.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron.
So yeah, bro. I just wanted to take a moment and Eliezer Pinja Mamonwe. Man, we all know that. Have y'all not been tuning in? Make sure y'all tune in weekly. I'm gonna be pushing episodes 8 p.m. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I might even double up on a couple of weeks, do a couple solo episodes, but y'all know when I know because I'm trying to figure this shit out. I didn't just buy a laptop for one show, right, Maddie?
Right?
But all right, that's enough giving you the spotlight on positivity. Let's all give a
Let's
round of
get into
applause.
the negative shit.
Yeah, let's get into the real shit. Matt said if I let him come on, it had to be nice. But yeah, no, but
Yeah.
let's get down to the nitty gritty.
What's up?
I didn't mean to. Yeah, I'm a novice. I'm sorry, y'all. So a lot of people want to know where this infatuation, this love for Jeremy Sohan comes from, Matt, because I don't see anyone glazing him as much as you do, bro. I might think you're a bit more, you're a little bit more of a fan than, these first casuals. What makes Jeremy Sohan stand out, and why the fuck are you always defending him like he's your best friend or something?
Well, we're not best friends.
I don't see you in the mix,
Yeah, like I've never even gotten an invite to a dinner or a drink or nothing. But I just think that Sohan gets a lot of undue shit, and I don't like it. I think that he's come onto the team as a project. Like everyone knew coming in that 2022 draft that the players we took were not going to be like instant contributors. There are people who are going to be good in like 4 or 5 years. And we're coming into his 4th year, and he's already, shown that he's a really good defender. He's like statistically one of the best point of attack defenders in the league. And he's done everything the team has asked him to do, whether it's play point guard or center last season. And it just seems like the more he puts everything out there for the team, the more people shit on him, and I don't like that at all. So, it's not that I'm a Sohan super fan. It's just that I don't understand the hate. Like he's literally doing everything the team asks him to do, and when he's able to thrive in his role, he's one of the best players on the court. And it's not just me saying that. Like the statistics back that up. So I don't like the hate that he gets.
But to me, it's crazy that statistics only mean something when it backs your point, huh, Maddie? Because you and I got into a little back and forth about another comparison, earlier in the week. You put words in my mouth. Oh shit! Did y'all hear that? Someone go check on Jeremy. I think he just crashed another sports car. That clumsy mother.
It's okay. He can afford it.
Because we're not best friends, but we hang out. Come on, Matt. You have to admit that you love him a little bit more than you do Wembanyama. I've never seen you defend Wemby as much as you defend Jeremy Sohan. But I don't get it. Why does he need saving? You are not his savior. At the end of the day, Jeremy Sohan has no idea who you are, and yet you're roasting us, your friends, your real life friends, because we choose to actually we judge him for what he shows us. You say he's good. You've seen lately I've been giving him props, yes or no?
I've seen it. Yeah, sure.
I've been giving him props where props are due, but props aren't always there, bro. Like he's not always something to brag about. Um, so you're kind of holding back a bit of how essential you think he is for the team, in my opinion, because last season you and I had quite a back and forth where you were saying that without Jeremy, this team would be worse off than what it was. You thought he was the team
100%.
savior, and why is that?
No,
He's more. Go ahead.
he's the glue guy. You know, he does the dirty work. He's the only person I see going for rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Well, Wimby's there a lot for defensive rebounds, but you know, Wimby shoots a lot of threes. Like I know a lot of people have criticized Wimby for shooting a lot of threes, but when he does shoot those threes, who's the only player that ever goes for the rebound? It's Jeremy, you know, and I just feel like you know, it was frustrating a lot of times where they would take him out of the game or give him limited minutes and all this kind of stuff. And we're not getting any rebounds. And I'm just like, well, maybe if we put someone in who actually likes to rebound, we would, you know, have a different outcome in this game. And, you know, it's just when you go back and you look, because there's been a lot of question, like who should start? Is it going to be Harrison Barnes or is it going to be Sohan? And I honestly, when you go back and look at the numbers, like last season, the best lineup the Spurs had was Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sohan, and Wimby. Like that was their best offensive lineup and also their best defensive lineup. I think it was like a defensive rating of 100 points per game or something like that. Like that's pretty much like championship level lineup right there. And that lineup played like only 135 minutes. So, and I know that there's a lot of injuries and all that kind of stuff. And, but, you know, I just thought that we really got robbed last season when Jeremy Sohan had to go on like restricted minutes and all that stuff, minute restriction and coming back from injury. And, you know, I just, I think that people undervalue, you know, what the guy who's willing to do the dirty work, like what he brings to the team. And, you know, and I'm a guy who enjoys that. Like when I was a kid, my favorite player was Dennis Rodman, and it wasn't because of the hair. It was because he was like the one crashing the boards, going for the crazy rebounds, you know. That's just the type of basketball I like. So maybe I'm a little bit more biased. Maybe you could even say I overvalue it, but like,
Definitely.
but that's what I love, and I'm gonna like players who play that way, you know. So.
No, I respect that, but he was a game changer at least last season. But now that the squad has improved vastly, Matt, you think his importance and his role are just as big? I don't think we expect as much out of him as you do this upcoming season. I mean, look how much our team has improved. Right now we have let's see, we still have Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle. We have De'Aaron Fox, who was once led the league in steals at one point. We have Harrison Barnes. Now we have Carter Bryant. You know, we have these defensive tools now coming up. You know, it's not solely on Jeremy Sohan. As last season, I felt like he looked better because he was surrounded by a bunch of scrubs. And I know it's a bit harsh, but you could kind of agree with me there. Did he just look like a diamond because he was surrounded by Cole? And now that the whole team's leveled up, is he still going to look as good? Will your mind change this season? Will you come back on here in a future episode and admit that Jeremy Sohan isn't as valuable as, you know, he's made out to seem?
Well, I mean, if what we see backs that up, then yeah, sure. Like, I mean, I'm not an unreasonable guy when it comes to all this. Like, you know, if you know, even though I really like those types of players that like will go for the rebounds and will, you know, push a player, all that kind of stuff. Like we saw Jeremy Tripp and Min Thompson and all that stuff. Like if you know, if the numbers prove that, you know, Carter Bryant's better, then, you know, it just kind of is what it is at that point. But you know, until, you know, my deal is, you know, Carter Bryant, as much promise as the kid has, we haven't seen him do much of anything on the at the NBA level. And so like for you to say that he makes this player expendable, it just like, I don't know. It just, even if you were to say that he makes Keldon expendable, I'd be like, are you sure? Because like,
Kelvin makes Kelvin expendable. He's too
right?
fucking reckless when he's on the court, and you can
But
agree with me on that.
but I'm just saying, it's just like, it's so weird to put all this pressure on, like, a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old, whatever Carter Bryant is. Like, yeah, like I want him to do well, but for you to say like, all right, well, this guy's gone now, I'm just like, well, give the kid an opportunity to prove himself first. Like, you don't want to. I mean, I don't think the Spurs are gonna jump and trade people away because they got Carter Bryant all of a sudden. But like, that's what a lot of people think should happen. I'm just like, well, I don't think that's a smart way to go about it. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah, no, I get you. So we got Joe in the mix. He says Matt Lerma doesn't know ball. Do you want to rebuttal, Matt? What do you think about that comment, bro?
I know more than you.
Damn, you heard it here first. Matt Lerma knows more than Joe Garcia over from the Alamo City Podcast Network, who has a sports show. And Matt says, I know more than you, dude. Speaking of
He's just a
dude,
dude with an NBA contract, Joe. With the
damn. So, but since we're going to an extension contract year for Jeremy Sohan, I think this is where he needs to nut up and shut up. Show us what he's actually capable of. Silence the haters, Matt. If there's a season to do it, it's gonna be this one. I'm not saying that Carter Bryant's gonna take his position, bro. He's good, but I don't know about NBA talent good at the moment. Dylan Harper as well. I saw Mike Jimenez from Alamo City trying to get into it with my boy Baez because he said that I believe the talk was that Steph Castle has proven himself in the NBA already. And we're putting so much praise and whatnot on Dylan Harper, who hasn't stepped on the court yet, and he had a subpar showing at the summer league. What are your thoughts on that comparison, bro? Do you think you have people like Mike Jimenez coming out and saying Dylan Harper's ceiling and whatnot has already surpassed Stephon Castle? Do you think he's counting his chickens before they hatch, or is he just engagement baiting as he tends to do?
Maybe a little bit of both, right? Like I love Steph Castle. I think that he's going to be a great player in the league, and I hope that Dylan Harper is the same. Like, I mean, I hope that he lives up to the hype and the expectations, but we just haven't seen it yet. So I'm hoping for the best. Dylan Harper showed some good flashes at Summer League and all that stuff, but the way I'm looking at it, there's people posting online that, oh, should we even extend Fox? Like, we have Dylan Harper now. I'm just like, whoa, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Like,
Shout out my boy, my boy. Shout out my girl Sam Bushby on X, bro. She was having a field day with me and Leha. She was getting it from both sides. Pause, not in a non-sexual way. She was coming at us both saying we don't know ball, but she doesn't know how contract works. Apparently, it's different in Australia or some shit. But so it ended up going from a basketball today to her just calling me a straight dumbass, and I was like, all right, I haven't heard that one before. What the fuck are you, Red Foreman? Are we in that '70s world? This '70s show? That was crazy, bro. It's like when you put people in a corner and they just flip the script on you and start name calling. That's how you know that you won. I mean, unlike me, sometimes I'll win the argument and I'll still call you a cuck or a bitch just to get my point across it, even more. So we have Wade's World in here. Says Jeremy is a damn fruitcake. He ain't no damn Rodman. What do you think about the Dennis Rodman comparisons? I said earlier in the hair, I don't think it's really much. Just because the boy rebounds.
I mean, well,
he rebounds. He's a good rebounder in a softer league. He's no fucking Rodman.
Dennis Rodman is a fucking legend. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what the cursing situation is on here, but I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro. No. NSFW, the fuck. I'm not going to pull your plug.
All right.
Cool, if anything, I'll invite you back more if you're a little bit unhinged.
But yeah, like, he's a legend, man. Like, this guy, he would drink all night, go into the game, give you like 4 points and 25 rebounds, and then like have Madonna waiting for him in the locker room. Like, that's legend status right there, Yeah,
Jeremy, he was getting balls and getting balled out too by Madonna.
Jeremy got him a little influencer chick now, I guess, which is good for him. I hope he's having a lot of fun with that. But he's got a long way to go to live up to the Rodman comparison. I'm just saying that's the type of player I like. a defensive first, someone who's gonna crash the boards, someone who's gonna get in the fights, all that kind of stuff. And to me, that's Jeremy's role on this team. Will he ever make it to Robin's level? I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But the fights of new aren't like the fights of old. It's it's a shoving match all for fucking TikTok,
Yeah.
So you have these motherfuckers getting their social media highlights, and the next clip they're in that bitch fucking bouncing it up and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's a way softer league. Like I respect Jeremy Sohan getting in there, getting the boards. Being that it's a lot harder because of the foul situation, you can't even look at a motherfucker without getting a call. Especially if you're SGA. But I mean, he gets the rebounds, and that's his role on the team for now. I will defend him when a lot of people say he's not good offensively. He doesn't need to be good offensively, especially when we signed the likes of De'Aaron Fox. We have Victor Wembanyama in the mix. He's just in there to play defense and get the boards and feed the big man if he wants it. That's basically his role in the team. So Joe says every comment I leave is in my Matt Lerma's voice. I'm not gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna try and replicate it.
Hey, all I know that I need my little cut from the super chats when they ask you to do the voice.
Matt said, "Pay me my money."
Just run me my check, bro.
So David Atwater says Carter Bryant should take Sohan's minutes. Bryant has crazy athleticism. Where'd you get that from, David? From his YMCA fucking highlight video, dunking over some scrub. Come on, you need to see him get some NBA playing time before we start taking minutes from a league veteran. And yes, Sohan is a league veteran for these past 2 seasons in. So like I said, I'm not trying to defend Sohan as much as the guy to my, what are you? Mirrors, it's reverse. So guy to my left, to my right.
Like, you know what I mean, David? It just doesn't matter. Like, if Carter Bryant turns out to be an amazing player who's like way better than Sohan, like, give him the minutes. I want the team to be better. You know what I mean? But I just think it's crazy that people have already decided that like Sohan is not needed now because this kid is here now. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, but you know how toxic the Spurs fandom could be. We have our casuals, we have our newbies, and we have our old heads, right? It seems like no one could coexist. No one agrees on the lineup. If it was up to some people, bro, I heard some people say they'd rather have Champagny over Castle or Champagny over Fox, which is what the fuck is leaving y'all? Like, how does that work when you're spewing this shit? Like, do you actually mean the bullshit that you're saying? Others are saying when Benyama should most certainly split his time from being in the first unit and the second unit. That 7'9" motherfucker is not gonna last the whole season if you're playing him in such high minutes. The whole reason we went out and chased a couple of bigs like Kelly Olynyk or what's that other dude's name?
Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett. It's so they could work as Wembanyama's oxygen tank. By that I mean they work as a breather for him, because we all knew what the situation was last year. We threw Zach Collins in the mix. And that motherfucker, that second unit was atrocious. The first starters are playing catch up the whole fucking time they returned because the second unit couldn't shoot the ball. They couldn't rebound. They couldn't even space. How often did we not see them motherfuckers bounce off each other like the Three Stooges, Matt? It's ridiculous.
And I feel like I have to bring this up. Like, we were at a point in time, like, this is how low the Spurs were. Like, do you guys remember, like, Stanley Johnson and, like, Romeo Langford lineups? Like, do you remember at the end of the 2022-2023 season, Pop announced at the end of the season that Zach Collins, that we call Booty Crumbs around these parts, earned the starting center position. Like, I mean, that's how low things were before.
Straight ass cheeks, bro.
That's how low things were when Wemby came to the team. So, like, for us, Wemby, we're going in from us to go like, oh, I wonder what Josh Primo and Malachi Branham are going to bring to the team this year to, like, we might, like, make it back to the playoffs and end our playoff drought. I mean, that's a big jump in just a couple of years. And I don't think the Spurs organization gets a lot of credit for that. And as far as, like, the fandom goes, like, I don't know, man. Just, I used to get into a lot of arguments, but now I'm just like, whatever, man. People are gonna say whatever they want to say, and I'm gonna say what I want to say. And people who love me can love me. People who hate me can hate me. Uh, you know, I know that people are roasting me in the chat, but I mean, like, these people are like the same people I'm gonna have lunch with on Saturday. So like, it doesn't like, you know what I mean?
Me probably being your biggest hater, but also one of your best friends, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
it just is what it is, man. Like, I always find that people are just frustrated, man. Like, I like you and I have a mutual friend. I'm not gonna name drop, but I mean, this guy's a hard worker. He's going through these 12-hour shifts, and he gets home after working like 5 days in the week, 12-hour shifts, and he turns on the Spurs game and he sees that like we're losing to the Hornets or something. Yeah, like, I mean, like, that pisses people off, and like so like, I get all the perspectives. I just I feel like a lot of people want the team to win, and I feel like this season will be the starting point of turning things around. Like, I feel like winning cures a lot of the problems with the fan base and the hatred. We saw it start with Team Tank versus Team We Hoopin' and all that stuff. Like, it was just straight up people like I as a fan couldn't bring myself to be like, yeah, we lost. Like, like, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
But I just I think that everything worked out the way it was supposed to. I think the Spurs are in a really good spot now, and whether the team moves forward with Sohan or Vassell or these guys, everyone who's not named Victor Wembanyama, I'm pretty sure Victor Wembanyama's name on the roster is written in ink, and everyone else's name is written in pencil. Like, it's all moving parts. The Spurs have a really good reputation around the league as being a team that keeps their word. They let Chris Paul start all 82 games last season, even though there became a point where it was obviously detrimental. But
Yeah.
they made him a promise and they kept their word. There was a good segment of Spurs fans and just NBA insiders, media, the Kevin O'Connors of the world, who thought that the Spurs shouldn't have extended Fox. But when they made the trade for him, like, that was part of the deal, that they would give him the extension. They kept their word. So, I just think that the Spurs have a really good reputation around the league. And I think that because of this goodwill that they've shown, even with players like Keldon, like, I mean, like, he easily could have been traded. He has a really juicy tradable contract, but from what I understand, like, he's still here because they told him they weren't going to trade. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah, and you and I got into a little back and forth tonight. That's fucking wild. I understand
Yeah.
making promises to like bigger names, people that actually contribute to the team. I know that y'all are gonna say he contributes a lot to the second unit, but when your second unit is as ass that it is as it is, I don't think promises like that should be made to the likes of talent like that. And then that's one of the arguments I had with Bushby, where she said, well, Fox hasn't proven himself. I was like, he's made the All-Star team, whether it's been a reserve or not. He's been the league leader in steals. He's also been on the NBA third All-Team, right, if I'm not mistaken. So he's proven himself to be something. And last year, I mean, he was injured for most season and still showed out.
Yeah,
So I think he's deserving of this contract.
he was injured on his shooting hand. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that, and if Wemby wouldn't have gone down, he probably would have played the rest of the season with an injured hand. So,
And a lot of people are saying, well, Fox couldn't carry us to the finish line. Fox never even practiced with these motherfuckers, if we're being honest.
yeah.
He was kind of out there playing ball, like, he should have been. Alamo City Podcast says, yo, the Alamo City Podcast Network shirt looks good on you, Elias. Thank you, Leha and MTS General Contracting, for the t-shirt giveaway. So Leha picked out 3 guests to get it. The Drew show paid for mine, and yes, this was our Chris and Elias get canceled episode on Alamo City. I'm you heard about you. I'm sure you heard about that, Maddie. Leha says doesn't have to be good at offense. Fuck sakes, Leha. You know what I mean. The whole offensive. He just doesn't have to be the main man offensively. Is what I'm saying. Don't expect 20 from him a night. You know, as long as he's
But I
contributing
mean,
something, that's enough. Go ahead.
like me and you watched the game together with Joe at the pizza party, where this was before Sohan went down with the injury. You know, he was the top scorer of that game, and I know that, like at the time, a lot of people were saying like, you know, Wemby needs to be the primary scorer, but I mean, all the teams were like looking at Chris Paul and Wemby, being like, "Oh, we got to stop these guys," and they were just leaving Sohan open under the bucket. So, like, I mean, you know, there was a few games at the beginning where he was like the leading scorer on the team. So I'm just like, you know, he can score when he needs to, and you know, as far as like hitting the threes and all that stuff, like, I mean, we'll see what happens this season. We got Eurobasket coming up on the 27th or whatever. We'll see how his shot looks.
Let's see how the shot looks set and how
yeah,
it transitions to the league.
I mean, like, honestly, if he's going to make it past this year on the Spurs, at least, he needs to bring up that 3-point percentage. So, you know, I'm hoping for the best.
But yeah, for sure. Super League TV says someone else's old super chats. I guess you referred that you wanted to get paid out for your Matt Lerma voice. David Atwater knows ball. At least, you know, that's the first compliment I've seen David get, because this motherfucker gets cooked on the daily by everyone from Dylan Harper's daddy to politicians, and even your boy Sith is in the mix. I just like instigating. Grandmaster Choda, most Spurs fans are dumb as fuck. People think Carter makes Sohan expendable, or yeah, if anything, Carter Bryant makes Keldon expendable, not Sohan. All right, bro. You know, take a breather, take a chill pill. Go get you a fucking Adderall or something, so you could focus on the better things in life and not so much on the evil of the negative shit of the Spurs. But all these comments are welcome. I love to hear y'all cooking the Spurs, the team that I love. No, just don't go around calling me a fake Spurs fan like some of these motherfuckers. He's like, remember when they were negative one season and now they're putting positive this season? Yeah, I do. I had a couple people reach out, said, "Oh, what's a switch up? What's a switch up?" The switch up is that I'm hopeful about this team. I'm going to call it like I see it. We had a bad roster. We had a bad scheme. We didn't have a bad coach. We just had a coach that wasn't healthy enough to be on the sidelines and still wanted to rule over the team. And Matt, I know you're going to get upset. I'm not throwing Pop under the bus by any means, but his schemes and all that were just outdated. So I'm really looking forward to see what Mitch Johnson does this season. Says, now you throw shade and not tag people on Twitter. Sickening behavior, Matt.
Who am I supposed to tag? You know, like,
I don't know. It seems like Leha wants you to drop names up in here.
I don't know. Maybe my tweets aren't about anyone and you're just thinking it's about people. I don't know.
So Matt just said, if the shoe fits, fucking wear it, bitch. It says, Jacob Eric says, what's up, fam? Matt, we're trying to hog all the cards, and do you want to have lunch again this week? What do you say, Matt? Is it a date? Well, not a date, but is it a hangout with the brother Jacob over at Creating the Market?
Yeah, man. Whenever you want. I'm not gonna be free for lunch this week, but maybe this weekend or something. But yeah, man. You know, just because I entered a giveaway for 2 free cards doesn't mean I'm trying to hog all the cards.
Jacob's really pressing you for that. Wade's World says Victor hasn't done shit, and I don't know, Matt, but I'm sure the person behind Wade's World is a good friend of ours who seems to like calling people skinny jean wearing fucking nerds. You don't need a name drop. That's just my brother in there, and he's gonna talk a shit about Victor Wembanyama. He actually tweeted out earlier, Tim Duncan had a better career at 16, at 18, at 24, at 46, and he'll forever have a better career than Victor Wembanyama. There's one Victor, there's one Tim Duncan.
I guess, you know, winning Rookie of the Year, having being the world's youngest player to have a 5x5 game, all that kind of stuff. I guess that's not shit, but whatever.
I am here for the Nash was better than TP9 debate.
Oh,
We'll get to that next, Joe, because Matt, bro, I fucking had you shook. I was driving to San Antonio. I shouldn't have been texting and driving, but you had me heated. I'm like, I'm gonna get my fucking point across because you're really pissing me off right now. It says the Elias
Why?
and
'Cause you're
Leha episode. Nah, because you were wrong, motherfucker, and you doubled down. It says the Elias and Leha episode was the best episode because we were cooking. Yeah, it was straight up. There was no script. There was no agendas behind it. We were just rolling off just whatever came. Apparently, being authentic gets you in trouble, and sometimes Twitter thinks you are being inauthentic. Shout out Leha the Terminator, bro. He's been cooking everyone so bad that Twitter has officially botted him. They're claiming he's AI, just like Dusty Garza of the Dust Stuff. I'm just kidding. The Dust Stuff
Leha,
doesn't
do you know
exist.
how much I defend you on Twitter, man? People be like, Leha's trying to say all this stuff. I was like, well, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, bro.
If you can't lay the concrete, step the fuck off the workplace.
If your concrete's not diamond hard, get the fuck out, bro.
Exactly. We have Mike. Mike was on his period. When isn't he, Joe? He tried to press me today, and this motherfucker.
Oh, what was up with that?
Oh man, I don't want to get into it.
I
It
saw
goes.
what
It
it
goes.
was.
Yeah, it goes to some of private stuff, but
yeah.
I told Joe. I said I told Leha too. I said I got time today because he's trying to dox me on Twitter again. Bro, I made one Blue Oyster Club joke 2 years ago, and he hit me with a gay joke in 2024. Is this who you are? Publicly, bro, trying to cancel me. I was like, motherfucker, you can't cancel me. The only time I'll get canceled is if I decide to cancel myself, and that's never gonna happen. Mike was mad because the TSA gave him the dirty finger to the culo. Probably. Wimpy Ganas hasn't done shit this offseason. Well, I mean, he wasn't cleared to play basketball until 2 weeks ago, but yet he was doing Shaolin Monks, learning how to do the fucking Kamehameha wave, the bicycle kick that Liu Kang does. He was doing all these side quests. But now hopefully he has the ball in his hand now because he does need some improvement, if we're being honest. We just hit Leha with that motherfucker is not real. If you know, you know. Leha says, respect puto. Yeah, there we fucking go. Fucking foos are soft. Yeah, the same people that are glazing up the Spurs and talking down on the fandom don't know what's going on behind the scenes at their own homes. They're just a bunch of fucking weirdos, bro. They're focused more on the team than they are their own people. And it's multiple of them, bro, that make this their whole world. And once you meet them, it's like, all right, so this isn't you, but Twitter makes you cool. Twitter makes us all cool. I'm a lot cooler online, like that Brad Paisley song. Yes, I do know country. If I didn't know, if you didn't know, now I know. We got the boy Ralph saying Leha is the biggest mark in the game. I believe in mark in wrestling terms, it means he's kind of gullible. Not to say idiot. I wouldn't call Leha an idiot, mostly because he'd swing on me. But pick up a thesaurus and you'll find it in there. And you got the rebuttal. Ralph is a fucking hoe. He's a fan. That seems to be our favorite insult lately. You're a fan. You tweet at us without tweeting at us. Shout out USOA, my brothers, Bear County Social Apparel, Coastal Solar and Sons, Swiss, the Midwest Mayhem. Chris. He says I drop his government name too much, so I'll just say Chris. But yeah, Maddie, let's what the fuck? Who pissed in your Cheerios the other day? You randomly sent me a text said, and you think Steve Nash is better than TP9. When the fuck did I say that? And why did you decide to come at me that day? I need to hear this because that was wild. I mentioned Steve Nash once in maybe 6 years, and you decided you were gonna play a game of stat reading and name calling. So I need to get your point. Why did you decide to come at me that day? Let's hear it, Maddie.
Because you were wrong, bro.
How was I wrong? You're over here. All right, everyone. People in the chat, tell me this debate. Would you rather have one Finals MVP or two full season MVPs? I mean, personally,
regular season MVPs.
Personally, I'd rather have the two awards, the two regular MVPs that showed that I was the best player for
You'd
two
rather have a
full
regular
80
season
plus
award
80
than
plus
an
games.
award for being the best player in the championship?
The best player in a 7-game series, if it goes that far. Come on, bro. I told you Iguodala has a fucking MVP over Steph Curry, over Kevin Durant. Doesn't mean he's up to their level. Don't play that, Matt. Come on, bro.
Right. Okay, well, who scored more points over their career?
Who scored more points over their career?
Tony.
Well,
right?
how many All-Stars did he have playing on his squad? He was able to feed Tim Duncan. He was able to feed the likes of, Brent Berry, Manu Ginobili.
Don't do this.
No, we're going to
Don't
do
do
that.
this.
Yes, we
Don't-
are. Because Steve Nash single-handedly carried his team to the playoffs yearly. When the fuck was Tony Parker the main guy on the
team?
team?
Play with Shaq. Don't act like he didn't play with Dirk. like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't playing with a bunch of scrubs that he had to carry to the playoffs. Like,
Nash is better than Tony Parker. That's what the chat's saying. You're reading stats, all right? If we're going by that, Robert Horry is the greatest player of all time when it comes to rings, right? Because your gripe was you just kept throwing in my face. Well, Tim Duncan. Tony Parker has rings.
If you want to call like a bench player the best player of all time, like I guess you could say that about Robert Horry. But I mean, we're talking about two starters, right? Like like Steve Nash didn't ever show up in the playoffs, man. Like, he never even made it to the finals. He never got past the conference finals, right? Tony Parker is a 4-time champ. I don't, if you zoom out and look at their careers, like, yeah, maybe Steve Nash had some better success in the regular season, but I mean, when you go back and look, Tony Parker outscored him in points, got more assists, all that kind of stuff, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about the assists, but he definitely scored more points than him. He played in more playoff games. And when they played head-to-head, Tony Parker came out on top more times. I think they played against each other like 28 times or something, and Tony Parker won like 22 times or something like that. So,
Tony Parker won, or the Spurs won that, Eddie?
Well, we're just talking. We're talking about comparing a player, and don't do the team thing, man. Because
come on, don't tell me don't do the teams thing when you were doing the fucking teams thing through text. I will drop our whole text thread on here.
But I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is when you talk to people about like Tim Duncan, for example, right? Like they'll always be like, well, he had Pop and Tim and Manu, like that's like somehow like makes what Tim Duncan did in the league lesser. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he couldn't have done what he did without those guys. I'm just like, no, like Tim Duncan was a really damn good player. Like maybe that last championship, you could say that he leaned on him, but I mean, 99, the 03 championship, like that's 100% Tim Duncan. And, I just kind of don't like the whole like, oh, well, he had a great coach and he had these two good teammates and all this stuff. I'm just like, he stood on his own, and it's the same with Tony Parker, man. And if we're comparing him with Steve Nash, like Steve Nash didn't play with a bunch of scrubs. He played with some of the greatest players that the NBA had to offer.
You just saying too.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm just saying that like, I don't think that we should diminish the personal contributions. I think that Steve Nash was a great player, but like I don't understand how you could never make the finals and be considered like one of the best players of all time. Like even Chris Paul went to the finals, right? So like, I mean, and then like I always
is Tony better than Chris Paul?
Huh?
Is Tony better than Chris Paul?
I don't know. Like I would have to think about it, but
no. Give me an answer. This isn't a.
Well, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes at this point in time because I haven't really looked at it, but my gut is telling me yes. But when it comes to Tony Parker and Steve Nash, like I always see people like making these top 10 point guards of all time, and they always have Steve Nash around 10, and then they'll have like Tony Parker at like 25 or something, and I'm just like,
Cooked.
I'm like, what the
Cooked.
fuck? I'm just like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I mean, he was definitely better. Like, I watched him on TV be better than this guy several times in the playoffs. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Okay, well, let's. You don't want to add, the team. You said let's not bring the team, but let's just do it just for the sakes
But I'm
of
saying I'm
talking
not
the shit.
saying don't use the team as a way to diminish what Tony did.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying when we're comparing both. All right, take away Tim and Manu, and have Tony as the main man of the squad, the face of the Spurs, as Steve Nash was the face of the Phoenix Suns for a long time. Does Tony take them to the playoffs?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my
we're talking
God.
about hypotheticals, right? But,
Yeah, hypothetically, fucking Tony Parker is your fucking Sancho for the way you keep glazing him, bro. There's no way in hell Tony Parker leads a team to the playoffs without Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili. Get out of here, Matt. Come on, bro.
you have no idea how good Tony Parker was.
I know he was good at fucking his teammates' chicks. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Tony Parker, the only thing he has going for him is that he might be sucio enough to be part of USOA because that shit's wild, bro. So he said, "Hold on, Matt. There's a little issue of a certain hip check into the scores table that pretty much took Nash out. And I think had that not happened, they would have put more of a fight during that playoff round. That
What are you trying
playoff
to say?
bout.
That Nash is too soft?
Man, you saw the way he bounced off. Tony Parker has never taken a hit like that in his whole fucking career, bro. Even Manu Ginobili, my personal goat, gave his left nut to the game. So don't ever compare their toughness ever again. What does it say? Don't ever compare Jeremy to Rodman ever again.
Hey,
It
man,
says
I'll compare if I want.
Nash was better than TP9 in the regular season. TP9 was better in the playoffs. Well, in the regular season, Steve Nash for 2 seasons at least was better than everyone else in the league. So I'd rather be better than everyone else in
And
the league than better than the
I
opposing.
guarantee you, Steve Nash would trade in his 2 MVPs for 1 Finals MVP. I bet you he would.
Yeah, I doubt it. Come on, man. No mames. You're really pushing it.
Come on, wait.
Right on cue, we got Matt. We got Joe in the mix saying, "No mames, man. No mames." And you have to hold it out because that's how Joe would do it. Remember, this is all coming from Sohan's biggest fan. Oh, okay, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. You don't really mean what you say. Dakota, wait, has Lerma been talking shit about Sohan? Nah, he's been defending him for the most part, Dakota. I've been trying to poke and proud, but Matt's not giving me anything to work with. I thought he was going to come in here and mention how we can go without Sohan and be just as fine, but he wants to stay the president of the Jeremy Sohan Club. So I guess, Matt, I thought you were gonna give me more to work with, brother. Also, Matt knows he's Sohan's number 2 fan. Well, who's number 1, Matt?
Oh, I think Dakota is the number 1 Sohan fan.
Well, I wouldn't know because he never sticks around long enough to have a fucking debate, Shout out Dakota though. I'm just messing with you, brother. Don't get upset. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, Matt. What are your expectations for this upcoming season? And before we get there, I didn't get to hear you on Dakota's pod space the other day. What was your ideal starting lineup?
Well, we'll see how things go as the season goes on, but I wouldn't be mad if the season started and it was Fox, Devin, Harrison Barnes, Sohan, and Wemby. Like I said, last season, take out Fox, put in CP3. That was the best lineup the Spurs ran. They only ran them for 135 minutes for the whole season, but they were they had the highest offensive efficiency rating and the best defensive efficiency rating. So I honestly think that De'Aaron Fox is a step up from CP3 at this point in their career, So
Sure.
so I think that, that's the way it should be to start. If some of these newer players, Castle, Harper, and all that proved that they deserve the minutes more. Then, like, obviously adjustments will have to be made. But as far as the start of the season, I think it should be those 5.
That's pretty good starting 5. I don't really have much pushback when it comes to that. Joe said if Matt is going to defend Sohan, he needs to put the rainbow colored flag on his wall. Little does Joe know you have your wall painted as a rainbow as it is, so you don't have to worry about the flag, bro.
Oh,
Wade's World says Devin is on his period. Tempax Devin, or what does he call him? Maxi Pad Devin. Bro, I was on Los and I got so much shit because Hefe asked me if buy or sell we should keep Devin Vassell past this season. I said nope, let his contract play out and let the dude bounce. He hasn't lived up to his contract, in my opinion. He was the lead man on a lesser Spurs team, and he just doesn't fit the role in this team nowadays.
well, it becomes a question of what will his role end up being, right? I think he went into last season thinking that he was going to be like the main scorer, and then it just didn't work out for him that way. So I think that he needs to adjust to his role. Like, is he going to be able to play like a catch and shoot 3? Like, I think like at the beginning of the season, he'll play shooting guard, which will be good for him. But, if like a Dylan Harper like blossoms or something like that, then like, can Devin switch to like a catch and shoot, 3-and-D player?
Yeah, I was like, you'll get there. Keep it up. Yeah. Just fucking with you. I don't want to be condescending.
Like, can he make that transition or not? And or just is he willing to accept that role, or is he going to be the guy who's like, no, I need my ball touches, I need my because you remember when all that hype was around Victor, he was the one who went on lives like Victor. He's like, man, we're here to ball up. And look what the fuck happened. It's the playoffs, just even worse. So Sam Solina has a little pushback for what you say. He said, just a step up for over 200 mil. Fox better fucking be in the clouds over CP3. And I agree, Matt. Come on, you just said he's a step up above CP3. I think his bag goes a bit deeper. Only thing they differ is all I really
assist.
mean by saying a step up is that I think that at this point in their careers that Fox is the better player. So like if CP3, Devin, Sohan, Harry B, Harrison Barnes, and Wimby were like the best lineup the Spurs put out last season, if you were to replace CP3 with De'Aaron Fox, all I'm saying is I think that we'll be in a much better spot.
Yeah, I agree. So, look, Rudy's giving you your props. He says, okay, I'm back and catching up. TP and Nash debate. I remember that back and forth Matt and I had. Good debate. Matt, is that where it stemmed from? You saw that I'm rolling with Rudy and you're like, you know what? I'm a poke at his protege. No. See if their
I
opinions
genuinely
differ.
Believe this. If you look on my Twitter highlights, I posted about this like a year ago or something. I don't know. I've been talking about how Steve Nash shouldn't get more praise than Tony Parker for a long time. So.
Yeah, no, I've seen your debates. That's why it's not the first time I've seen you mention Nash before. But yeah, it was just crazy. I was driving out, trying to have a family day, and all I see is like, you think CM Punk? What the fuck? You think Tony Parker is better than Steve Nash? And I mean, you think Nash is better than Parker? I was like, where the fuck did this come from? But you know what? If you want to be loud with me, Maddie, I got all day to argue. Yo, if y'all like the dynamic y'all are seeing on the screen right now, Matt and I are gonna bring back 2 foos, no sources this upcoming fall. We might even bump it up a few. I might branch out from just the Cowboy talk and cover the NFL as a whole, but we'll iron out the details and we'll get there when we get there. Steve Nash says, Dakota Day says Steve Nash is average at best. Well, some bitches love average, okay? Wade World says Devin can catch nuts. Probably, I don't know his sexual orientation, but as long as he's part of the team, I have to fucking root for the guy, right? Steve Nash is Canadian. Omri Caspi. What are your thoughts on that comment?
Sure, I guess. I don't even know who that guy is.
Oh, I know. That's why I passed it along to you because I don't know what the fuck.
But yeah, like that comment Joe said, I was just like, I don't care. Like if Sohan is gay, I don't give a fuck. Like He's just an NBA player. Who cares?
I'm gonna clip that and make you sound more whiny. If he's gay, I don't care. Yeah,
No,
you remember as a kid we used to get in trouble and it'd be like, oh, we're gonna take away a favorite toy. I don't care.
it's just like why? Like, what does it matter, man? Like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about his sexual orientation. It's just when he's on the court and he's playing like a bitch. That's what gets to me. You know what I mean? But Matt, we haven't even covered your writing, bro. You're a writer on the Spurfict blog. He's like, how did that come to be, and what can we expect more articles being pushed out this upcoming season?
Yeah. So, yeah, I just started off writing by chance. Joe's friend Jonah Clark introduced me to the Project Spurs crew, and I started writing about anything but the Spurs at first, and then after I proved myself a little bit with these other articles, I started covering the team a little bit for Project Spurs, and you know, I built up, a pretty good body of work over at Project Spurs, and then the website just kind of fell off after the founder Michael passed away. RIP to him. And
RIP.
I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know if I was gonna cover the Spurs anymore, all that kind of stuff. And CT Carolina Teague hit me up one day and asked me if I wanted to write about the Spurs again, and I said sure. And it was an interesting situation over there when I first got there, but it's been really good so far. That with Spurfix, I was able to go to the Final Four, cover the Final Four, meet all the players and all that stuff. Got to just do a lot of stuff I never thought I would do. Like I met Bruce Bowen, I met Hakeem Olajuwon, Avery Johnson. I met almost every notable coach in college, in NCAA, in the NCAA right now. I've at least shook hands with, because I went to a party. It was like a coach's party, and they were just all there. So without CT reaching out to me, like none of that stuff would be possible. And so I thank her for that. And yeah, I'm working on an article right now about the Project Marvel situation, and so look out for that. It should be out soon. But yeah, so I'm gonna be covering the team all throughout the season, and both on Spaces and in writing with Spurfict. So stay tuned. Watch out for all that.
Yeah, so y'all be on the lookout for Matt Lerma's next projects when it comes to the Spurfict blog. His Spur Spaces will continue to take over X. He started off with about 500 followers. Now he's pushing damn near 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. Around
no,
there.
I think I'm getting close to 2 though. So
Matt, lie.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it, brother.
Am I not? Oh, you're saying I should lie? No, yeah. No,
Yeah, you should lie. No,
I have like 5,000 followers on TikTok, so.
Hell yeah. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for our own pod. It's gonna be Two Fools No Sources coming to y'all soon. Might stream it on here, might just be X exclusive. Y'all catch Maddie's Spaces after every Spurs game, and randomly throughout this off season, he's covering a array of topics. Is his best friend Don Bitch gonna write with him? How that dude could.
My God.
Yeah, Maddie, what the fuck is up with that? You let that clown talk down on me and you don't defend me, but it is what it is, Matt.
What happened?
Said you let him try and clown me and you don't cut him off the Spaces. You don't kick him out. Come on, Matt. No, I'm just playing, bro. We don't censor people.
He said
here.
Something to you in the space?
No, I don't know, bro. I don't listen to that motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
I'm just teasing you. I know Edgar was upset about, I guess, something that was told to him. But yeah, bro, thanks for joining us today. I'd like to have you on in the future. I believe next guy up is going to be Hollywood Nixon, if you want to join us in chat for that, because I know he seems to be your arch nemesis when it comes to Spurs takes. Him and the Final Quan should be coming up in a special episode of USOA Court versus Leija. So
I don't mind Final Con. He's not bad. Hollywood, on the other hand, his takes are like, whew, I don't know, but we'll see how.
we'll see how it pans out with the both of us on here, because you know, I'm all for instigating too. But yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the chat, everyone who left the chat. Y'all make sure to like on your way out. Share the channel, please. Let's try and build up to subscribers, and be on the lookout for next week's episode. Maddie, anything you want to plug before we end it?
Yeah, just follow me on X. This is my handle. You know, we're gonna be doing the spaces. Me and Elias, we're gonna be doing the Two Fools No Sources show once the season starts. I think football season's right around the corner, so we'll be gearing up for that. And you know, just stick with us, man. Like, you know, there's been a lot of complaints about how sports media in this city is trash and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, if you want something better, you got to support the people that are out there trying to do something about it. And, you know, that's us. So support us, follow our pages, and watch our shows, and maybe things will change a little bit. So, yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for having me. It's a blast. If Carter Bryant takes over for Sohan, I will come up here and be like, you know what? I was wrong about Sohan.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here first. So on the way out, shout out MCS General Contracting, the sponsor for Plead the Sith and Sweep the League. Shout out the producer, the main man over here at Sweep the League, Rudy Campos Jr. Thank you again, Matt, for joining us. Shout out Joe Garcia, main man over at Alamo City Podcast Network, for the merch. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next week. I'm taking y'all to Hollywood, baby.